Oh, it's the second time I've done an intro and the AC's running. Anyways, what's up, BoobTube? Josh here today. If you're savvy, you'll realize that I have the same shirt on. It's actually the same day as the last video that I just recorded, but I figured with how little content I've been putting up lately, I might as well film several videos with me working on the RX-7 and trying to get stuff done. But this is going to be an exciting video. So today I'm going to go over kind of doing an alignment and test fitting a surprise that most of my close friends will know about, but I don't think I've shared on Instagram or YouTube yet. And then just going over the front end, all the steering linkages and everything else, greasing them and making sure that they're all tight and ready to go. But as for the surprise that I'm talking about, if you follow me in some of the Facebook groups, you will have seen these, but the wheels on the the tires on the RX-7 were going bad, hint hint. So I got some new wheels and tires, and I know a lot of people are gonna instantly be like, oh, what side, blah blah blah. So I've test fitted one on the front, and it doesn't look like it's gonna rub on the strut. I've got Techno Toy Tuning struts on the front, lowering struts, and my current setup, I'm having to run some spacers. These, it doesn't look like I'm gonna have to run spacers. It might rub on the fender a little bit. I might have to roll the fenders a little bit more than what I already had. But these are 15x7s plus 22, I believe. Yeah, I believe they're plus 22s. So and these are Rotogrid 5s or classics or whatever with their global bronze or whatever. They're good looking wheel. They're cheap as hell, and that's kind of what I was going for. Let me block this light over here. There you go. Now you can see better. That's kind of what I was going for, since it's a track autocross car. So I don't really, since they're cheap wheels, I don't really care if they get scratched up or any of that noise with pulling tires off and putting tires on and so on and so forth. These tires, though, are 225/45 15s. They're Federal RS, the 595 RSRR. They're actually one of the compounds that we run on our Endurance Miata. So we were running RE71Rs, and with the splitter and the wing and all the aero that we've done on it, we were cooking a set of RE71Rs in a little under 8 hours. We were actually, the last stint on an 8-hour race, we were having to baby the car, and it would come in and we'd finish and it'd be having cords showing. So those tires are literally good to the cords, but they are very, very soft. We have a set of these that we have actually ran a full weekend. We had a practice, a 9-hour race and an 8-hour race on a set, and they still were actually, the next event that we go to, we're going to use them as the practice tires and a set of spares. So they last significantly longer, but from our experience, they're anywhere from half a second to a second and a half slower, depending on the driver, than RE71Rs. So I mean, for what it's worth, 2 sets of these cost what 1 set of the RE71Rs. So that's just a little insight on my tire selection here. But let's go ahead and get started on putting these bad boys on and seeing how they look, and getting them awful wheels off that I painted years ago and they've gotten hot from the brakes getting hot, and the paint's kind of ran on some of them, and they don't look good anymore. So hopefully this freshens up the look of the car, but yeah, let's go ahead and get started, guys. All right, at the back of the car here, and this is just a little race car secret. A lot of people might already do this. I don't know if anybody, but the stick-on wheel weights are notorious for coming off if you do track days and you hit rumble strips. So this is just a good way to make sure that they don't come off. The tape, you're probably sitting there thinking, well, the tape might come off. Well, if you think about wheel rotation in physics, it's actually pressing the tape into the wheel. Same thing with the wheel weight, but the wheel weight still, due to vibrations, can come off real easy, where the tape is going to hold it on, and you're not going to have to worry about that. But just a quick little insight for race car stuff right here. All right, let me get the rear tire mounted, and then I'm going to take some photos and show it off. All right, so as you can see, I'm one of the lucky few that has actually bought a fender roller, so I don't have to go run and borrow one from my buddy. But there's a million videos on how to use these, so there's no reason for me to make another one. Bolt it on, slowly turn it, put pressure on this, roll it back and forth, blah, blah, blah. So I'm going to go ahead and get started on this, and then when I'm done, I will show you the finished product with all my crappy vinyl peeling off. But all right, I'm going to go ahead and get started. All right, got a little ahead of myself on everything. I was working and just wasn't filming because I need to get stuff done. So there's 4 Zerk fittings to grease on this car. There's one on the inner and outer tie rod on either side. Very easy to get to. Those are on there if your tie rod ends have ever been replaced. When I threw this motor in, I replaced everything on the front that I could that was steering related. They definitely needed some grease. They feel like they've got hitches in them, so they might need to be replaced soon, but for now they'll be all right. Also did the alignment with my wife. Wasn't too far out of alignment. It was enough. It actually had toe in, and I thought it had toe out, but it had enough to where it was wearing the left front down faster than the rest. So it's got 0.1 to 0.2 millimeter of toe in now, so that should be good. And I have toe plates that I use to measure stuff. So the way you set everything up is you figure out caster first. Once you got your caster set, then you set your camber. Once you set your camber, then you measure your toe. Toe is the very last one that you do. I messed with the haven't messed with the caster because there's no reason to. It's not a race car, so there's no reason to go max caster. I adjusted the toe, or not the toe, the camber plates, so there's more camber in it, and then I threw a little bit of toe in or toe out instead of toe in. So she meaty. Them some wide boy tires for an FB, but it's hella flush and it looks good. So, oh yeah, I said I was gonna show you the rolled fenders. So there's the end product. There's no more lip under here, and I definitely flaked the paint off, but that's because this car's been resprayed before, and I don't know if it like rode around with primer on it for a long time, and then and then the paint got put on. But just about anywhere on the car where there's a corner, the paint's flaking up and the primer's coming through. Like it's all like right in here in the, like, see, like I don't even think this fender was primered, but it doesn't get drove in the snow, so there's no reason for me to worry about rust or anything. There's no salt on it. Other than that, I'm gonna throw in some pretty shots of the new wheels on the car, and hopefully go and do some autocross this weekend and kick some ass. Until next time, guys, happy brapping.